welcome to my 10th day of dreadlocks. So I've had dreadlocks for 10 whole days now, and I thought I'd check in and let you know how I was getting on. So things are looking pretty good. I've actually got them tied with a headband at the moment. Important thing that happened this week, well, yesterday I decided to wash my dreadlocks for the first time, which I was quite worried about doing, but I'm really glad that I blunted the ends beforehand because it made it a whole lot easier. There was a few that were looking a bit misshapen afterwards, and I seem to have a lot of bit frizzy hair going on there, but thanks to blunting the tips, the dreadlocks all survived the wash, which was pretty good. I washed them with Dr. Bronner's, the rose one, which was really nice smelling. I did that in the shower at the gym, and so just poured it all through, just really massaged the scalp, let it all run through, and then just made sure it stood under the shower head for ages, making sure it was all coming out. And then the hardest bit then was then drying, so squeezing them all out. I think I wore a towel turban around my head for like 15-20 minutes, probably a bit longer, and sort of again palm rolled them all out so they were looking in good shape, and then just full whack with a hairdryer, blasting through them because it was getting later on in the evening. I definitely didn't want to go to bed with wet dreadlocks. So yeah, dried them all out and hunky dory really. Really glad I did that. My head was starting to get mega itchy. And I know I said don't use any products on my head. There's only one product I do use, and that's an anti-itch spray, which has like tea tree and things like, smells like something papaya and lemon or something like that. Anyway, that's the only product I use, not for the benefit of the dreadlocks, for the benefit of my poor little scalp. Yeah, I did that. So really pleased, managed to wash them. Really pleased with how they're looking. I had a few people today went to the supermarket who've been following my videos and my Facebook page, because I've been putting those faces on Facebook as well, because I really want to kind of document this process, because I think it's really important. I started the dreads myself, I've done everything on my own dreads so far myself, and I just wanted to kind of document that really nicely, so I can look back, you know, in the future. I can look back and actually look at the progress my dreadlocks made. But it was really good. These people said they really kind of thought my hair was awesome. Really liked how my dreadlocks were looking. It's surprising at 10 days. You know, they've got so far to go, and people were actually commenting. So I found that really positive, and it's like, hey, nice boost. I like that sort of thing. So it made me happy. But yeah, so washed the dreadlocks, dried the dreadlocks. That's super awesome. Having a look today, I've noticed that I probably could re-blunt a few of the tips. There's a few around the back. Don't look too far. They're quite messy. I think it's just because it's really difficult to blunt your tips with your hand like that behind your head. It's just really hard, so I probably didn't get all the hairs, even though I'm quite good at feeling. But yeah, so I've decided I'm going to go, apart from doing the tips, I'm going to try and leave the rest of the hair alone with the crochet hook, because from what I've heard, it can do a lot of damage, and a lot of people said that they did use it and they regretted using it. So I don't want to kind of look back and think, oh, I wish I hadn't used it. So I think I might just keep it strictly for doing my tips with, and just keep it at as minimal as that really, because as far as I understand, you know, the hairs will lock in as the dreadlocks mature. The loose hair again on the top, you know, as the roots lock tighter, that'll come in too. So it's just a case of being really patient really, and letting the dreads do what the dreads need to do. So I think we always feel like we have to be doing something, especially when you've got your dreads, and like everybody, I want my dreads to look as awesome as possible, as quickly as possible, but I do appreciate that it's a waiting game, and you just got to be really patient and let them do their own thing. So yeah, keeping them clean, keeping on top of them really, and really just, yeah, that's about it really. So I did get a bit bored, and I'll see if I can find for you. I thought I'd try and wrap one of my dreads with some coloured embroidery string I've got lying around. I'll just try and, it's gone a bit, I probably shouldn't have done that because it's gone a bit lumpy really, so it needs palm rolling out, and I'll probably take that in a few days. So I did that, which was just for a bit of fun. I did try and wrap on the top of my head, which turned out to be a complete disaster. So I think that piece of string may have fallen out of my hair. I'm not entirely sure. I think you could lose pretty much anything inside my hair right now. I wouldn't have a clue it was there. You know, probably little mice living in the dreadlocks and all sorts of things, but no. So yeah, that's that really. So just been on Etsy.com, bought it's like fabric sleeve that someone's made. in America somewhere, really, really pretty. It's gorgeous patterns, and that must just, same way as a bead one, I guess it just slots onto the actual dread itself. Bought that, it didn't cost very much actually, it was £1.60 and £1.20, or something like £1.20 delivery, which I think was bad from America. Apparently you get two, and they look really, really sweet, so I thought, yeah, they'll look good in my hair. Just want to try and adorn them as best as I can, so yeah, that's why I love wearing the beads and stuff. I think it's one of the coolest and best reasons to get dreads, is because you get to do awesome stuff with your hair. Like, the most awesome thing that could happen, which will take forever, is for my hair to grow, and to grow to a length where I can tie it back and just do the whole tying the dreads back with the dreads thing, because I think that's really, really cool. Pardon me. But that's going to be a long way to go, because my hair doesn't grow at the fastest of beads anyway, so yeah, it's going to take forever. But that's like kind of like the best thing, if my dreads mature and then grow to a really nice length where I feel them more versatile. But yeah, so as well as buying the dread beads on Etsy, I actually bought a knitted like headband, which is quite long to pull on back with, which would be quite nice for the winter actually, and it looks really gorgeous, and I think I paid about £12 for that, from Poland of all places. So yeah, really pleased. So I can't help myself at spending money on accessorising my head and my dreadlocks at the moment. I really can't. I was hoping to do a video, I think I mentioned it in the last video, a video on hats, headwear, general, whatever you, just show you some of the stuff that I've got that I wear my hair with, and what looks good and whatever, and different ways to tie your hair back if you've got, especially if you've got shorter dreads. You can't tie them back like the longer dreads, so different things you can wear on your head to kind of make the hair still look cool. So I've got a little headband now, which I'm just going to take off. My fringe was sticking down finally after the wash, it did stick down. Pulled the dreads back because I went out, and lo and behold, they'll probably stick in that position. So hey ho. So I'm going to take my band off and just show you how the dreads are doing. I'll just put it down this way because it's probably easier. Now my fringe is an utter mess again, so that's the messy fringe. I haven't blunted the tips on the fringe. I've got loads of loose hair at the front, but I'll probably get around to that. This is the view from the front, so we've got loads. Oop, these are my bead, that one keeps sliding down. So I'm quite pleased with my front ones. I think they look really nice. These are like, kind of like the thinner of the lot of all of them. And I've got some really chunkier ones around the back, probably because by the time I got there I was bored. Now it's just really difficult to reach the back. There's the back, there's the side. That's my left hand side. Turn around, show you my right hand side, which again, you know, just loads of different dreads. I've got a really horrible one behind my ear on the other side, so I don't show anyone. I was taking braids out and I made a big tangle in my hair, turned into a massive knot, so I tried to make it into a dreadlock and it just looks awful. But luckily I can hide that behind my ear and nobody need ever know, except that I told you guys. So here's the back. I'm just spinning around for the back. Again, this is probably, like, my brother took a photo the other day, I just realised how sparse the back is. My funky dread bead there. Absolutely love that one, it's so cool. I'm thinking for every month I have dreadlocks, I think I might add an extra bead, like a nice one, special one, and then use that to commemorate each month. So there's the back, as you can see. And that's about it really. If you're wondering why it takes me so long to turn around on the chair, I've not really, you wouldn't really guess, because I guess all you do is see me sitting in a chair doing this, but actually I've got chronic pain, a chronic pain condition in my leg, and I've got like a big cast boot on, and I struggle, I can't stand up or walk or anything like that. I just use crutches to hop around, so yeah, I just do that. So that's probably why it doesn't look very smooth when I try and turn around, because I'm struggling to try and use one leg to spin the chair around. Anyway, so yeah, so that's all for my 10-day update. I'm thinking about doing another video at 2 weeks, which will be a good point to have reached, and in the future after that I'm hoping I've got some really, really cool hair dyes, some pretty awesome colours. I'm going to keep it a secret. I get my mum to help me use a tint brush to do different colours, so do each individual dread one colour or another, so they'll be very, very funky. So yeah, so that's my 10-day update. Loving having dreads. I don't care that they're young and that they're not mature. Just super loving having them, really. It's just so cool, and like my head feels all nice and spongy, and it's just nice, really. I don't know, it's so nice after I said in the first video, after the years that I've wanted to get dreads. It's so cool to finally be starting them. My mum loves them, which is the most important thing, so I have officially turned my mum, who was an anti-dreadlock person, into a convert, and she thinks they're really cool too. So as I said to her, time goes by, they're only going to get better and better. So yeah, I'd love to be sitting here in a year's time just with fully matured, awesome locks, and just be over the moon. I'll be absolutely over the moon. Maybe they might have grown a bit longer by then as well. But I've got a question, I don't know if anybody can answer this, is at what point do the dreads start to shrink? You get the shrinkage as the locks tighten up. At what point does that happen? I'm not entirely sure. I know it happens at some point before they start growing again afterwards, but if anybody knows, then please comment. I would love to know. So that's 10 days. I'll see you again in a few days when I do my 2-week update. Until then, bye!